Everyone on the desk knows that valuation is a very gray thing. Guy's point is the primary point of the market right now. Drawdowns that happen out of nowhere, it's a very fickle thing. Should someone think be 8 times free cash flow or 12? Very gray. What we do know is certain stocks are taking big hits and there's risk that others would do it. Apple, no lines, no judgments might be. If we were to move ahead, one thing we can see is that it's been in this well-defined channel. In fact, let's draw some circles just to put this in. We have literally responded over and over and over to the bottom and top, and we're basically near the top. And my hunch is that we're going to revisit the bottom as part of this general trajectory. Let's keep going. Here is Apple on top, same chart, but relative performance to the tech sector. And the problem here is that this has basically been underperforming for quite some time. Let's go forward another way. Here is Apple on its own. No judgments by me. Let's go forward. Is it a double top? It has that element to it. It also has the element of a prospective break in trend. In fact, if we move it forward once again, that's exactly what happened. So if I were to zoom in here, you can see that we've just started to break trend. It's not the greatest thing. Let's try NVIDIA. This is a big name, obviously, sort of marquee. You're talking about a stock in the past 2 to 3 years, 50 to 300. Let's move forward. And guess what's happening? Let's get our zoom. We're just starting to break trend. Now, if I do relative performance and put in the line, watch what happens. Not only, again, are we breaking trend absolute, we're breaking trend relative. We've broken below the relative performance of the S&P. And then finally, let's do the same thing, but relative to the tech sector. Again, we've got the same circumstance. Uptrend is now in question. You can see it there. And what's also in question is the relative uptrend. These are not good circumstances. I would be careful with both these stocks.
But here's the thing. Here's why Apple is so important. Obviously, not only is it the biggest company in the world, not only is it a major holding in about 200 ETFs, but it's the only one of the big techs, if you will, that we talk about daily that is a Dow component. How important from a market weight perspective is an Apple stock?
Well, I mean, it's 3.9% of the S&P. We know it's 900.
The 6th heaviest weighted stock in the Dow.
Right. Listen, there's an historical thing where a stock gets 5%, it's got a problem. Exxon did it. Cisco did it. General Motors did it at its high. There's been a handful of others. It never got that big. It's only been at where it is now at 3.9. But either way, the issue is sentiment's a fickle thing. If you break Red Hat, as seen, Netflix, then all of a sudden it spills over to Facebook. Amazon, Google, all good numbers, and they all fade. It wouldn't take much to upset the great sentiment that is in Apple.